All right, 99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You guys already know what time it is. Right here, we are joined by California's finest. We got the one and only, the phenomenal band every other year right here, live on the radio station airways, and of course, Facebook and YouTube as well. How are you guys doing out there on the West Coast tonight?
We're doing pretty good. How you doing, Matt?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah, you boys want to check in?
Just doing swell. Oh, same as usual.
That's right. Thank you for having us. We're excited to be here.
Hey man, you are most certainly welcome. It's an honor to speak with you guys. I gotta admit, when I discovered your guys' music, absolutely, I was like, man, this is exactly what the music industry needs. I gotta showcase these guys, man. I've been digging your music ever since I came across it. So it's an honor to speak with all four of you guys here tonight.
Thank you so much. That really means the world. Thank you. We're excited to be here.
Hey man, but I'll definitely dive into this because I'm not going to take you away from your Thursday night too much, but I read as well that you guys actually formed in the year 2014, and all four of you guys are actually childhood best friends. I was wondering if you can actually just tell our listeners a story about how all you guys first met way back in the day, and of course, what actually made you guys decide to just form this phenomenal band so many years after you all met?
Yeah, so I know we've told that story quite a few times, so I can tell it pretty well. But so I met Matt here. So we'll go through. This is Matt. Also, he plays drums and does some vocals with us. My name's Jordan. I sing and play guitar.
I'm Michael. I sing and play guitar as well. And I'm Dylan, and I play bass.
And long story short, the lore of every other year is I've known Matt since about third grade. We were about 8, 9 years old, and we became buddies. He played drums, I played guitar, and we both listened to My Chemical Romance and Green Day. And then come like 6th grade, we meet these two. Well, Matt and Dylan played baseball together, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And then Michael and I had the same vocal coach in like 6th grade, and we were both trying to sing like pretty much Panic at the Disco, My Chemical Romance. And so she was like, oh, you guys should be buddies. And then by about, like 6th grade, like 13, no, way younger than that, like 11, 12, we were all pretty good buddies and discovered, we all play collaborative instruments if we wanted to cover Face Down by Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. So then we all started jamming, and then, that was about 10 years ago.
Almost.
And yeah, so no, we've always been family, best friends, and so we were going to be together anyway, and so we figured we may as well just be playing some music.
And I gotta say, when you just said Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Face Down, honestly just took me back to a much simpler time in my life, man. Absolutely love Red Jumpsuit Apparatus. In my honest opinion, one of the most amazing pop punk bands that really doesn't get enough shine that they truly deserve, man. Their music is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, no, that was for sure. I think the first time we ever all jammed together, we all looked at each other and we were like, cool, you guys know Face Down, right? And so, yeah, that was for sure our the starter for all of us.
And also as well, guys, November 16th of 2017, you actually released the amazing 6-track EP titled First Light. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this EP, and of course, how do you think your guys' music has actually evolved from 2017 leading up into 2023? Because any fan of every other year, if they listen to that album versus 2023, all your guys' music is absolutely unskippable in my honest opinion.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. I mean, the album we released in 2017, First Light, or the EP, I guess. We were actually here in Orange County. We were brought up by a lot of metalcore bands. So they a lot of cool metalcore bands, such as like the Unsung and the Mirage Theory. They kind of took us under their wing a little bit, and they helped us record this 6-song EP. So that EP, I would say, was a little bit heavier. It's like kind of the heavier stuff we wrote in the EOI catalog. And that's just because we were influenced by so many kind of local metal bands around here. And that was actually the first time that any of us had really been in a real recording studio. So it was like we were for sure testing the waters a little bit. I remember one day it was the first song we ever recorded in an actual professional recording studio. And I just remember we walked in and they're like, what kind of music are you guys? We're like, I don't know, pop punk. And then as soon as we started playing one day, they were like, are you sure you're pop punk? Yeah, it was Ernie. But yeah, so that one we considered it a little bit heavier. I think we've evolved into a little bit more radio friendly music now. Yeah, that was
Hey, I got guys. Your mic sounds. I don't know if it's just on my end, but sorry for interrupting, man. Your
Oh, no,
mic
you're
sounds
good.
like really shallow.
Oh, really?
Oh, there we go. You're back.
Is it good?
There we go. Yeah,
I'm
it's
not-
kind of it's good now, but then it kind of cuts out, and then it goes shallow, then it kind of
Oh.
comes back to like normal.
It might be a cord. Is it weird right now?
It sounds great now.
Okay, sweet. I know I'm a drummer, not used to the microphone. But yeah, I feel like that was
Hey,
kind
it's
of
all good,
the
man.
gist of it.
And I gotta say, man, it definitely is a phenomenal album, man. You can definitely see you sort of hear those influences actually in this album as well. And obviously, since you actually said that, this album is actually influenced by a lot of Orange County bands, you know, me asking, like, did any of those Orange County bands actually kind of reach out and kind of show you love on this project?
Someone want to take that? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Michael Stites.
Michael
everybody.
Stites.
Hello. Yeah, I mean, there were definitely a ton of different, vocalists and guitarists that came in while we were recording the record to come help us out and just, like you say, show love and, show their support to a new up and coming artist that's working with, friends of theirs. So it was definitely a really cool experience getting to know a lot of different people in the scene all at once. And it turned out to be right in our backyard, so it was really exciting. Yeah. One of those people was Ernie from Suicide Silence, and
Nathan from Aya Helix gave us vocal lessons. Nathan from Aya Helix gave us vocal. He taught me how to scream, and then gave us vocal lessons for that whole EP. So
yeah, that was definitely a really good time. So.
And also as well, guys, in 2021, just a few years after that amazing EP, you guys had the opportunity to open up and share the stage alongside the iconic Cartel. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that experience. And of course, did you guys get the opportunity to kick it with the Cartel, before or after your guys' performance that night in 2021?
yeah, absolutely. You can hear me okay? I just want to make sure I was messing.
I can hear you great, man.
Okay, yeah, no, definitely, and we were over the moon when they reached out to us about playing that show, and we're in Orange County, so that wasn't too far for us, and we were able to make that happen. And yeah, I mean, I remember us walking into the doors there, and Cartel was doing sound check, and they were as warm and as gracious as like we could have hoped they would have been, and they were really cool with us. We shared the green room, we were telling a bunch of stories, laughing, and then we played our set, and they were checking us out, and we were checking them out, and they had a lot of really nice and encouraging things to say to us, and so that was definitely a really cool moment for us in the span of playing these shows, and definitely. But
we met Andrew D'Angelo. He was actually doing the front of house sound at that show, and we really connected with him. I know Cartel is one of his favorite bands of all time, so it was cool. It was our first time meeting him, and he actually ended up doing our next 3 singles that are unreleased at the moment. But that's who we worked with. That's how we kind of got that contact, was through that Cartel show.
And I gotta say, that's actually absolutely truly amazing just how connections happen to work. You do a show, and next thing you know, it lands you other further opportunities, man. And I gotta say, just obviously performing with a band such as Cartel, no doubt in my mind that you guys would have landed an opportunity in some way, shape, or form just from that show alone.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, and they were awesome too. I've been listening to Cartel for as long as I could remember, and just being on stage at one of their shows was pretty wild.
yeah.
And also as well, July 30. Oh, my sincere apologies, guys. My
Oh
apologies.
no worries. I was just like, since we were talking about like connections, just another thing, a cool story I was gonna say is that so Matt does a lot of touring with the band Honey Revenge, who Matt plays drums for and does like all their touring shows, and he started doing that about like last year, right? For the last year, this most recent spring and everything, he's been doing touring for. And so there was one of the off days, and he was home, and we were all like in Matt's backyard, just sitting. It was a Sunday afternoon, and hanging out. And then it was just it was about 2:00, and then the singer of Honey Revenge, Devin calls Matt and says, "Hey, by any chance, are you all home? Because Scary Kids Scaring Kids is playing Chain Reaction, and they need an opener. And I know you guys are in Orange County, and so you guys are always together anyway because you're best friends. So if you guys just happen to be together, if you can be at Chain Reaction in like 3 hours and play that show." And we ended up doing that, and it was a crazy show, and it was super sick. And Scary Kids Scaring Kids were the same deal as Cartel, where they were just super gracious, super nice to us, and took us in and let us play that show. And it was a great show, packed out Chain Reaction, so can't complain too much. But it's just stuff like that where we've definitely gotten very lucky with some of the people we've run into and made a good first impression with.
And also as well, guys, July 30th of 2021, you guys actually released the amazing 9-track album titled Remember When. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this particular album release, and of course, where can we actually buy or stream ourselves a copy of it today if we haven't already done so yet?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll say a little bit, and I'll for sure pass it around. But I mean, that for sure album was a pretty wild, once in a lifetime experience. I think for all of us, even just in terms of we worked with Mikey Doling, who was the guitar player for Snot, and Dave Fortman, who was playing in Ugly Kid Joe and produced bands like Simple Plan and Evanescence and a bunch of bands that Slipknot, a bunch of bands that we've all like grown up listening to. And so that was really crazy when they reached out to us and offered that they wanted to do an album with us, and they asked if we had the songs for it, and we were like, absolutely, when can you be here? And we pretty much camped out at a Sonic Wire studio in Irvine for 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks and 10-hour days, and we recorded 9 songs. And it was really, aside from just like, an awesome experience for all of us, it was a really good experience for the band, and just the sense of doing a lot of songwriting and a lot of studio work, and really putting us to the test of, okay, cool, we want to make the best album we can make with these songs we've been writing for a while, with these people who can, really we'll take their word as serious. And so it was a really good time. But yeah, definitely. You want to tell about songs on it?
I mean, this album was pretty special to us. I mean, we definitely wanted to fulfill that, like, that mode of like nostalgic quality. And I know a lot of these songs have individual stories themselves, and especially this one song in particular, Yesterday, was about a high school girlfriend of mine that shit happens, I guess, right? And so yeah, we really wanted to emphasize just having that nostalgic sound with those types of stories and stuff like that. So.
And then to answer your question, you can stream that album everywhere: Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, everywhere. And then we're getting our online store set up, so as soon as we have that, we'll be able to send out physical CDs and everything like that.
And obviously as well, guys, February 11th of 2022, you guys actually released your most recent single titled Under the Weather. It's actually a 2-single release. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this particular release, and of course, will we actually see a full-length Every Other Year album in the foreseeable future?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think definitely, as far as the full-length album, we're definitely, we've done nothing, but we're in our warehouse space right now where we have, our full band set up and little studio set up that we've been recording demos for the last few months and everything. And we've just, we have 3 singles that we've recorded and finished with Andrew D'Angelo, like Matt was saying, from the Cartel show. And so aside from those 3 singles, we've been doing nothing but writing and getting ready. So we're definitely, we're ready for the full length album. We're just kind of, logistically planning out what we're going to do. But as far as Under the Weather, that was really just a really raw time, I think, for all of us. We were doing some writing, and it was right after, the full length album we put out. And we were just kind of, for those 2 songs, it was like, cool, let's really dive into the creativity and like doing some arts and crafts with these songs. And so we really just put our hearts on our sleeves for it, and wrote those 2 songs and recorded them. And it was just one of those things where we didn't really know what it was, but we just knew, or what it was going to be, at least just we knew what we wanted to do with it and what those songs meant to us.
Those 2 songs really needed to be together for whatever reason. I don't know, they meshed well together. They fit a certain vibe that I feel like the 9-song album we released didn't really fit.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, the cold hard truth of those songs is that was literally the four of us, just like we keep saying, we always throw back to the fact that we're best friends and we're family regardless of any of the music and the band stuff, and so we're always together. And so that was really just times where we'd be hanging out at our local park and just like playing music together, just kicking it, writing songs that mean a lot to us, and really letting ourselves feel the music we're writing. And so that was definitely the product of that time. So the EP definitely means a lot to us, and it's a for sure a direction of where we would like to take the band, and in amongst many other directions and genres and influences we have.
And also as well, guys, December 16th, 2023, in exactly 48 hours, you guys will be taking the stage at the Hotel Cafe in Los Angeles, California. I was wondering, what can our listeners actually expect from this up-and-coming performance? And of course, where can we actually snag ourselves some last-minute tickets if they are indeed still available right now, 48 hours beforehand?
Yeah, definitely. I know I am the one of the band who may not be too sure about the ticket link, but as far as I'll pass it over to Michael for that. But I mean, as far as the show, we've been doing, like we were saying earlier, Matt's been on the road with Honey Revenge and doing some touring, and so while he was gone, the three Dylan, Michael, and I, and I mean, amongst many just FaceTime calls with Matt, we've just been really taking the time to get our live set really put together, and we've been doing all these little craft projects in our warehouse for production and little banners and lighting, and we've been getting our backing tracks, and so we've just been really putting in a lot of work and effort to make our live show what we really think it needs to be in the level and caliber of what we think our fans deserve, when we show up to those shows, and we got 30 minutes to really show them who we are, and that's exactly what we want to do. But as far as ticket links for Hotel Cafe, I'll pass it over to Michael Stites.
Well, the ticket link will be available on our profile on Instagram if you want to follow us at EOY Band. That's us for every other year. And just check the bio and you can grab a ticket.
And I gotta say, guys, first and foremost, aside from, this phenomenal show, and of course, the new songs you guys are currently working on, what is next for every other year? Like, is there anything we happen to miss during this evening's interview? Anything else you guys still want to touch on, talk about, or promote? We still got you here live on the radio station airways tonight.
Well, we do have one unreleased music video that we're very, very excited to release very soon. And we're going to be definitely working on 2 more music videos that we already are planning for. And otherwise, you can check out our social media. We've been working really hard on that and really just trying to provide some content for our viewers and followers. And yeah, we'll be back with more music super soon.
And I do know as well, you actually just said a few moments ago your guys' Instagram. But aside from Instagram, how can our listeners actually follow you across all other social media platforms that you guys are currently available on? That honestly, because I got to say, you guys have some stellar music, and I want to make sure that even if people don't have Instagram, they can still absorb your guys' phenomenal content.
Thank you so much. Yeah, we really appreciate that. We're EOY Band across pretty much all of the platforms: TikTok, Spotify, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram, Facebook, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, just follow us on there.
And I got to say, first and foremost, guys, thank you so much for giving not only myself, but the radio station airways a bit of your time. Honestly, like I mentioned right when the interview started, you guys have some phenomenal music, so I'm super glad that I had the opportunity to chat with you, talk more about your guys' careers so far within the music industry, and I hope down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon. But for now, guys, definitely have yourselves a phenomenal night, and of course, have a killer show and tear the roof off the venue in 48 hours on the 16th.
Thank you so much. No, and it really means a lot. Thank you for having us, and we really appreciate you and all the work you clearly did for this. And I gotta say, I think we're all really impressed by the facts you've been spitting out about our timeline. It's definitely been a little trip down memory lane for us. But thank you so much for having us, and yeah, we'd love to come back and chat.
Hey man, you're most certainly welcome, guys. Like I tell every other individual, I always do my research, and I like to make sure that also every interview I do is different. That way, it's not the same questions and almost the same answers. It's not fun for me, not fun for the artists like yourself, and it's definitely not fun for the audience. So I like making sure that every single time I do an interview, it's different, and everybody can enjoy it because at the end of the day, that's how you keep the listeners coming back, giving them a fresh interview every single time.
No, that's right. I know. Everybody, be sure to don't be sleeping on DJ Immortal. Come on now. Hit that follow button.
Hey man, I appreciate you guys as well, and likewise as well. Do not sleep on Every Other Year. Phenomenal band. You heard their story, stream their music. Even with Spotify, man, if you go to sleep, just leave it on repeat. Like let those streams rack up. But no, guys, thank you so much again for your time. But no, guys, thank you so much for your time again, man. Definitely have yourselves a phenomenal night. And again, we definitely shall talk soon, man. Anything you need radio-wise, just hit me up on Instagram. We can make it happen, guys. Definitely have yourself a phenomenal night.
Thank you. You as well.